So in this video, I'm going to show you how I'm using air dry clay as my base for some of my flower jewelry. So I want to color this. It's getting close to Valentine's, and I'm going to turn it into some sort of pinkish red. And I'm using alcohol ink. I experimented with alcohol ink on the clay, and I actually like the way it absorbs. It absorbs like a sponge. And so that's why we're using it. And I do use other types of paint on it, but I wanted to show you what I do with this. So I'm going to do some drops, and as you can see, it is absorbing in. And I have two different colors. I have a flamingo, and I have like a crimson color, and one is a little bit darker than the other. So I'm going to add these in, and then I'm going to go a little bit heavy. Now, alcohol ink, you don't need a lot for it to go a long way. So now I'm going to take my mixative and put a little mixative in. I love what mixative does because it dances. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see what is going on here. It makes these little pools, and they sort of make little striations. Now, they sort of go into each other. So I'm going to turn the camera just a skosh, and I'm going to do up this upper corner. Maybe you can see it dance a little. There we go. See how it actually like pulls in some of the pigment? So this heart, when it's done, it's just going to have some really great variations in color, sort of like a lava pool of love. And then I'm going to take another little bit, and I really don't want white to be the focus. So that, see how it sort of is now kind of seeping? That's the crimson there. The droplet that I put in was actually the flamingo, but the crimson was sort of mixing in with the white. And we're going to add a little crimson dot right there. And you have to be willing to sort of accept that it's going to do lots of little different things and textures that, you don't have the most control over, but if you're really careful, you can get some really cool effects. So ready, go. The number one thing that I see happen is mudding. If you use colors, too many different colors, sometimes they'll turn brown, which might be the effect you want, but in most cases it wasn't when I found that it was in error. I'm going to move this down here. We're going to add a little more flamingo. And notice how now you've got some layering going on. Alcohol ink dries pretty quickly, so you're going to want to think about where you put your colors, how you layer them on, and especially I think with the clay, because it absorbs like a sponge, you're going to have some colors that start setting faster than others. And on this corner here, I want to add a little more of the flamingo. I want to have some bright colors in there along with the darker crimson. And when I take and layer on my resin later, after I put my flowers in this, it's really going to shine and pop. And it'll probably have a little sparkle. I might do a little silver glitter in the background to give it a little shimmer. So as you can see, the edges haven't gotten dyed, so I'm just going to give them a little bit of color down there, and it grabs it instantly, which is wonderful. By the time I'm done, I can start to, let's zoom back out, and then I can sort of observe. Now, right now, I think this is a little dark over here. In person, it looks a little lighter than it is. But I don't want it to be too dark. So the great thing is this mixative that I have, I can go back in and add a little bit, and it will soften the color, as you can see. Zoom that in. Right. Show you. And now this corner right here on the edge, again, a little too dark for my liking. Woo! Look at that little river. That's so cool. Love it. I'd love to try some different brands of alcohol ink. I'm not sponsored by any right now, but the brand I'm using seems to work pretty well. And yeah, so this is doing nicely. All right, so stay tuned and you'll get to see the finished product of this lovely heart. It's going to have flowers embedded in it for a special pendant. Thanks for watching.